Day number 8 of Chicago Bears training camp is in the books, and it was Caleb Williams' best day so far of camp. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day of training camp this year. Again, I'm pausing the ticket giveaway for just a little bit while I've troubleshoot why it's not allowing you guys to comment your email addresses, but the ticket giveaway will be back in the next video on Saturday, hopefully. But yeah, guys, today was a very brutal and long day of practice because Ben Johnson was not happy with practice yesterday, and he wanted to make today a true test of who really wants to be a Chicago Bear and who's here just for fun. According to CHGO Bears, so Ben Johnson was blunt in the press conference on yesterday's practice. He said that I was pretty disappointed with the practice as a whole yesterday. There were a lot of details that we need to clean up. Now, based on the reports we saw, according to the media, it didn't seem like that bad of a practice, but Ben Johnson is a perfectionist. He wants everything to be perfect, or at least as close to perfect as possible. So if there's little details that are not being followed, he's going to be mad at them. So I love that we have a coach like this that's holding players accountable, even when us fans maybe don't think it was that bad. Ben Johnson is going to hold these players accountable. He also said that for today's practice, according to Brad Biggs, he said that today's practice will be the toughest of camp so far, should be our longest practice yet. Told the team last night that this is where we'll get a great chance to eval just who's here to survive and who's really wanting to thrive and become king of the mountain. I cannot describe how much this quote hypes me up. Okay, I've been waiting my whole lifetime to see a Bears coach like this that not only will hold players accountable, super tough and super hard on the players, but he is also super smart. He's a creative play caller. He has all the smarts and the toughness in him, which it's super hard to find a coach like that. And yes, it's only practice right now, but based on how he's running these practices, how he's encouraging competition, how he's really trying to see who stands out, and nobody, he's not giving anybody a free pass. That is how it should be in this team, especially being a Chicago Bear. That should mean a great deal. It should be hard to make this team. It should be hard to have a starting spot on this team because we are one of the storied franchises of the NFL. We have not been acting like it as of late, the last couple decades, but with the coach like Ben Johnson, we could go back to that level if he holds guys accountable and really gets the best players to play for the Chicago Bears. So yeah, love this mentality by Ben Johnson. He's not going to let soft players play for the Chicago Bears. You have to be tough mentally and physically to play for this football team. So he made today a very tough and long practice. It was over 2 hours according to reports. And how did the players bounce back to being called out by their coach? Well, Caleb Williams and the offense bounced back in a huge way. Okay, Caleb Williams had his best day of camp so far in what Ben Johnson called the toughest day of camp. So yeah, reading the reports, guys, according to Zach Pearson, he said that overall best day of camp for Caleb Williams and the first team offense. The only struggles were in the 2-minute drill at the end with a sequence of bad plays. And then talking about the plays more in detail, according to Larry Meyer, he said that Bears quarterback Caleb Williams having his best practice of training camp in my opinion. Perfect touch floating long passes to Luther Burden and Olamide Zaccheaus, and rifling completion to DJ Moore over the middle. And I'll put video of the pass to Olamide Zaccheaus on the screen right here, but you guys can see Caleb scrambles a little bit. There's some pressure allowed from the offensive line, which I wonder if that was intentional, because Ben Johnson said that some of these plays are intended for the O-line to allow pressure to see how Caleb reacts to that pressure. But regardless, Caleb rolls out, delivers a dart down the field, down the left sideline to Olamide Zaccheaus, which fantastic route by Olamide Zaccheaus. He had space there, and Caleb delivered a beautiful ball, perfect accuracy there to Olamide in stride. And that's a big play for the Bears. I mean, we didn't really have many of these plays go our way in the regular season last year with how bad our passing offense was down the field. So good to see these succeeding in camp. Caleb also had a fantastic throw to Luther Burden, which I'll put video of that on the screen for you guys. And you guys can see down the sideline, great route by Luther Burden, great hands there, was in a little bit of traffic, and he went up and got that ball. So, good on both Caleb and Luther Burden. And then there was also a play deep down the sideline, which was actually a free play. It was during the third down situation. So first play of the period, defense jumps off sides. Caleb Williams takes a free play and hits Rome Odunze for a big gain. I'll put video of that on the screen right here. And you guys can see pretty nice throw from Caleb, but I think Rome Odunze in a real game would have gotten blasted by Jonathan Owens. Maybe he still catches it. Maybe it's a penalty on the defense. So regardless, on a free play situation, like, you're okay to take those deep balls down the field, and the accuracy here is pretty good from Caleb Williams. So I love to see Rome come down with that catch. Again, maybe, Owens slowed up a little bit here, but still on a free play, you want to take shots down the field. We've seen Aaron Rodgers do that so often to our team, as a member of the Green Bay Packers. So it's cool that we're getting a quarterback now in Caleb that hopefully can do the same thing to the Green Bay Packers and to other teams. Greg Braggs also said that Caleb Williams is dialed in today, ladies and gentlemen, spraying the ball all over the field. This time to Rome Odunze deep down the sideline, which is the play I just mentioned. And then another zip pass to Miles Boykin. Fun to watch. I also saw other reports where he hit DJ Moore on plays over the middle of the field. So it seemed like Caleb got the ball to everybody in practice today. He was dialed in. He was super focused. He was super accurate with his footballs, especially the deep accuracy. That was on point today for Caleb, which, again, love to see that, because last season his deep accuracy was complete shit. I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat things. Like, he was horrible with the deep ball last year, so he had to work on that this offseason, and it seemed like it's already paying off dividends, because the deep accuracy in camp last couple days, it's been pretty fantastic. And it does help that we have the burners down the field to get those deep passes, like, guys like Zacchaeus, even Olamide Zacchaeus. He's going to be receiver number 3 or number 4 on this team, but he's also a guy that has shown the ability to get those deep balls down the field, to run those deep crossing routes to over routes down the field. We got Luther Burden as well. DJ Moore super fast. Rome Odunze can go down the field and win contested catches. There's just so many weapons for Caleb, which it makes me so optimistic for Caleb's season in 2025. And I do want to give a shout out to Caleb for bouncing back the last couple of days after a rough start to camp, because there are so many media reports made about how Caleb is struggling in this offense, how things are not clicking. He got thrown out of a play because he didn't line up properly, didn't have his guys line up properly. But I want those same media people to report on how good he is doing now in camp, because he is definitely improving every single day, and that's all you want to see out of him in camp. This is only practice, guys. Like, the only purpose of this is to get better as a football team. So if Caleb started down here at the beginning of camp, I want him to be up here at the end of camp and keep on progressing throughout the regular season. He's still a young quarterback. He's still learning a brand new offense. I'm going to be patient with him to some extent. Now, I do expect him to perform this year because he has so many weapons around him and such a good coach. So he better perform this year, but I do expect him to, because he is such a motivated dude, such a talented guy, super hardworking. He's going to hold his teammates accountable. He's a great leader of men. All of his teammates love him. So I'm really excited for Caleb Williams with how training camp has been going the last couple of days. But another member of the offense that's been having a really good camp since he returned from injury is Luther Burden. I keep on talking about him every single video, but I keep on having to, because every practice he's been making big time play after big time play. Today, according to Zach Pearson, he said that Luther Burden had a nice route to get open, beat Sean Wade in one-on-ones as Tyson Bagent hit him deep for a touchdown. So he really dominated the one-on-one drills today against all the DBs he went up against. And then he also had, on a play from Caleb Williams, Williams had a nice completion to Luther Burden over the middle, tight coverage by Tyreek Stevenson, really good grab by Burden. And Adam Johns said that Bears rookie receiver Luther Burden III with 2 good contested catches in the first team period, one from Caleb Williams and one from Tyson Bagent. I think I already showed the one for Caleb Williams, so I'll put video of the one from Tyson Bagent on the screen right here. But first of all, good throw by Tyson Bagent. For being a backup quarterback, this dude does have talent. Like, if he has to start this season, God forbid if Caleb gets injured, like, I think he does have the ability to win us some games, because he's pretty adequate in a lot of areas. So I'm really happy that Tyson is our backup quarterback. pretty good ball here. And then fantastic catch also by Luther Burden. I mean, he has shown the ability to make these contested grabs. He hasn't really dropped any balls, according to my knowledge. So really sticky hands, really good route running. He's been getting open down the field as well. Fantastic stuff from Luther Burden. Again, a lot of Bears fans were criticizing him just last week because he missed some time due to the injury, but that injury seems like a thing of the past completely because it has not hampered him in any way in camp the last couple of days. Like, he has been probably the Bears' best player on the offense the last couple of days, at least, with how many big time plays he's been making down the field, in the middle of the field. He's been doing punt returns too to some extent. So he is going to be a big contributor for the Bears in 2025. I have big expectations for him, even though, he's probably receiver number 3 on this offense. Like, it doesn't really matter what the depth chart is because certain games, maybe, Luther Burden could go off. Maybe the other game, DJ Moore goes off. The other game, Odunze goes off. Next game, Loveland goes off. Like, there's just so many weapons on this Bears team, and it makes me so freaking excited for this season. I kind of have to, calm myself down sometimes because I have to realize this is the Chicago Bears we're talking about, and until we prove differently in the regular season games, we can't hype this team up too much, but this is the most talent I've ever seen in the Chicago Bears receiving core, so hopefully it all works out. Another part of the offense I want to talk about is DJ Moore because he's been taking a lot of snaps in the backfield so far in training camp. So I tweeted about this. I said that DJ Moore's been taking a lot of snaps in the backfield. Bear Den Live posted a video of DJ Moore taking some reps at running back, and yeah, like the training camp period that I went to as well, like there were a handful of reps in which DJ Moore was in the backfield. He's been working on these end around plays, also some of these outside zone type of plays. So, I like it because you want to get your weapons involved in any way possible. And if you make DJ Moore into this multifaceted weapon where you have to worry about him running the football, maybe catching lateral passes, screen passes, but also going down the field, like, that is going to be impossible for a defense to game plan against, especially when you got Luther Burden and Rome Odunze to worry about. And DJ Moore is a player that when he gets the ball in open space, he is incredibly shifty. He can juke guys in the open field. He can put the moves on them. He can do his little spin move. He can get a lot of yards after the catch. And maybe you worry about his smaller frame to some extent, taking snaps at running back, but he's also not really a small guy. Like, he has good amount of muscle to him. He's super strong in the lower body. Like, maybe he could be somewhat of a Deebo Samuel in this offense. Not entirely, okay? I don't think it's going to take a lot of snaps in between the tackles, but these end around type of plays, maybe some gadgety plays, just get the ball into his hands because he is a big time weapon. And Ben Johnson, being the smart play caller that he is, he's going to find ways to get DJ Moore involved in this offense. And then lastly, I want to talk about the left tackle battle because according to Greg Braggs and some other reports, so Ozzy Trapilo took a lot of the snaps with the ones today. And guys, like, all the reports just make me think there's a higher chance of Ozzy winning the starting left tackle job than I originally thought. I originally thought that there was a really low chance of Ozzy winning that job because he is a rookie tackle and Braxton Jones has been doing it for, a few years now. He's at least shown to be an average left tackle, right? But Ozzy is getting a lot of traction with the ones. I mean, maybe Braxton Jones is still ramping up a little bit, but at this point, guys, I would not be surprised if Ozzy is the starter week 1 for the Chicago Bears. If I had to bet money on it, maybe I wouldn't do that. Maybe I'd wait later in the season, because I think eventually Ozzy could definitely be the starter, but he's been really impressive. I mean, he's been so good in pass pro. He's super nimble with his feet for being such a big guy. His feet can still move pretty well. So I think Dan Rouchar has really liked what he's seen out of Ozzy Trapilo. I mean, he was part of the reason why we selected Ozzy in the first place. And that's this regime's handpicked guy. Okay, Braxton Jones was the last regime's handpicked guy. I mean, Poles was still there to pick Braxton, obviously. Like, I'm not trying to say that he wasn't there, but like Ben Johnson and Dan Rouchar chose Ozzy Trapilo for a reason. So it's just really encouraging, like, all the things he's done. And Braxton going into his last year, maybe there's somewhat of a thing there too, where like maybe they don't want to pay Braxton long term, so they want to see what they have in Ozzy this year. But we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm not going to call Braxton Jones a horrible football player because obviously he is shown to be an average left tackle, sometimes pretty good too. And it's hard to find those guys in this league. If he doesn't start with the Bears in 2025 or 2026, like eventually he's going to start somewhere else because he's not a bad left tackle. But if they think Ozzie can provide them with like great to elite play eventually, then maybe you want to see what you have in this dude, because he has just a fantastic frame and fantastic traits that you can't really teach. So, you know, good to see Ozzie performing well out there for the Chicago Bears. But that wraps up all my updates for today. I didn't have any updates on the defense because the offense 100% won the day today. Okay, it was big time play after big time play. The defense was getting cooked out there, which I actually love to see that, because early on in camp, the defense was winning the battles, but I wanted to see the offense bounce back eventually, and they are bouncing back in a big way. Things are clicking for Caleb Williams and the rest of the offense. They're getting the hang of it, and that's what tough coaching does, guys. Tough coaching eventually makes you better, even though it might suck in the moment. Having a tough and disciplined guy like Ben Johnson is going to make all these players better. So I love that Ben Johnson is our head coach. Leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.